and welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kristen, as you can see, and today I'm doing some Dollar Tree Farmhouse DIYs. These are inexpensive, easy. I did use a couple things that were not Dollar Tree just to help everything out, but you can definitely use Dollar Tree items. I just used what I had without having to spend more money. So let's just get into this. I cannot wait to show you guys what I came up with. For the first DIY, I'm making a wreath. It has been a minute since I have made one of these. I'm using a foam wreath from Dollar Tree, florals from the Dollar Tree. I've had those for a little while. And then these as well, these are wildflowers. And then some of this little greenery or these leaves, these were from Walmart. And I've had those for quite a while as well, so I thought, why not use them? And the first thing I always do is just cut them. I end up cutting them a little bit shorter because I love gluing them on where you don't see the leaves. I'm not a big leaf Dollar Tree fan just because they just look so unrealistic and fake. But I mean, I don't know. I guess if you add them to the wreath, I think it'll look fine. But anyways, let's just keep on going with this. So I cut them all up, cut them shorter. I didn't show everything because that would just be forever. So what I do with a foam wreath or any wreath, I love wrapping it with burlap first, just because I always have, like, the back side is always empty and I don't want it to look green and foamy. I want it to look farmhouse or burlappy, whatever you want to call it. Burlappy is probably definitely not a word. But anyways, I always just wrap it around like this. I'm just reuse this from a different wreath. I end up tearing apart because what can I say? I'm a wreath maker. I love it. I'm not like a professional one by all means, but I love making them and they're just kind of relaxing because they just, I don't know, you kind of can just put something on your own together. Taking the flowers, gluing them all around, and that's what I'm doing here. Once all the flowers are in place, I started sticking the little greenery in here, and I just thought this kind of just made it pop just a little bit, even though it's green and everything's kind of a plain color. I just really like this color. I just think it looks nice. And you are going to see that I left a slot or a little hole at the bottom because one, I ran out of flowers, and it happens because, like I said, I was kind of trying to use things I already had laying around without having to buy more. And I also have these cute little wooden signs that I wanted to use as well. Presley is helping me. Her toes are there. She was handing me flowers. She was handing me greenery. She's always such a big help. Putting hot glue between her toes. I mean, you know, it doesn't really matter what she's doing. She's always a huge help around here. This hello sign is from the Dollar Tree, and it is a little wooden, and then I'm using the Waverly chalk paint and plaster and painting this. So this didn't do a whole lot, but it did do something. You can't really tell on camera but you can tell. It's almost like a white, off-white, antique white. Using that, painting it, and then I'm going to stick that in the empty spot on the wreath, which I am so glad I had this around because, like I said, I ran out of flowers, but I also got to use this. I also had one that said home on it, and that was what I was going to use to start with instead of this hello one, but when I was taking the tag off, it broke right in half. Like, no fixing it. I mean, I probably could have fixed it, but you would have seen one heck of a breakage or one heck of a broken area. Like, so that wasn't going to work. Used hot glue, put it right there, and that is it for this wreath. I think this turned out so cute. Like I said, that's why I like the burlap sticking around because you see some, but it doesn't look tacky. Like, I think it looks super, super cute. This next DIY, I actually made one of these a year or so ago, but it broke, so I wanted to make another one. So I have 4 of these canvases. These are all really old. I think I've had these around for a year or more. Taking the staples out of the back, this was a long, drawn-out chore. You can keep the canvases if you want. I chose not to because I did not want them at all. I kind of just bought them so I could have the wood underneath, which is not wood. You have to be so careful taking those staples out because the last one I had, I broke it. It's a mess. I'm going to make a window. So I wanted to make sure these were all kind of lined up because they're Dollar Tree product and they're not made that great. but I have the Gorilla glue sticks, and I am just hot gluing all of these together and making a window. Just to give it a little bit of extra support, I'm just taking some hot glue and some of these crafting sticks from Dollar Tree and placing them on the back side. This is totally optional, but I do think it helps make it more secure. Using the Waverly chalk paint in Elephant, I am going to be painting this window this gray color. Usually my go-to is always white, but I thought, you know what, why not just try something different out? So I went with the Elephant, and I am not disappointed. Coming back with the Waverly chalk paint and the plaster, and I'm just going to be dry brushing over the top. I do want to let you know that the gray, the Elephant paint, was still wet, so I did just drip some of this plaster color on the cardboard I was using. Trust me, you guys, you'll never see this cardboard again. This was way overused. But the gray paint was still dry, oh my gosh. The gray paint was still wet, and I went over it with this plaster color, which I like the way it looks, and I did all the crevices in between everything. This piece was left over from a 2-tier tray I made using... I did a 2-tier tray. It doesn't even matter. It's some sort of leftover wood we had. Asked my husband to cut me circles, and then I didn't like the 2-tier tray, so I ripped it apart. Here we are using the Waverly chalk paint Elephant once again, and I wanted to make this look like it was all connected. And I think that this is going to secure the window a lot better too, because I did the same exact thing to obviously make everything matching. So because I had no other letters to use for the center of this window, I decided to use this. This was from Goodwill, originally from Target Dollar Spot, and I was going to cut this down, but then listen to what my husband said.
Watch your fingers.
You want to do this then?
Yeah.
Every single time I get this out, he is over my shoulder making sure I don't cut my fingers off. Maybe it's because I super glued my foot to the floor. I don't know. But anyways, there was just a little bit on the bottom that needed to be cut off, and I repainted it white. Here is the circle that I painted as well, and then I think this made the window way more secure than what it would have been without it, and I just love this. So I use this boxwood greenery from Walmart, and I am making a wreath around the center of this, and then I am just going to stick the home sign right in the middle with some hot glue. Maybe hot glue is not the best choice. I ended up actually duct taping it to the back. I did not show that, but that's how it ended up looking in the end. This last DIY, I thought I was being really creative until I realized somebody already did this DIY or something very similar to this. So I'm using 3 of these paper towel holders, and I've been wanting to make a plant stand with these for like at least a month or 2. I've had these laying around forever. I tried using my tin snips. They did not work. So I'm using these, what are they called? We cut wire with them, like really thick fencing wire. So I had to go out in the garage and use these because I wanted to take the big circle off, if that makes sense. That does not make sense. I took the big circle off. Anyways, you see that I did not want this big circle because it is not going to work with the piece of wood that I'm going to use. And also the other piece of wood I'm going to use was from the same 2-tier tray, as I did with the last circle piece of wood. Oh my goodness, I don't know where my words are today. I'm just going to stop talking for a minute. Okay, so here's a piece of wood, and I'm just using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in white, and I'm painting this circle. Like I said, this was just leftover wood. If you don't have wood like this, or you can't have your husband, or if you don't know how to do this, or you don't have a saw, you can always just you can always just get something circular from the Dollar Tree, pizza pan, whatever will work, pie pan, and make something very similar to this. I use spray paint in the Color Place, maybe is what it's called. It's whatever the Walmart spray paint is for 97 cents, and just spray painted the paper towel holders black. And that is all I did with this. I used hot glue if you definitely want to secure this a little bit better. Mine's working out just fine with the Gorilla Glue sticks. But this is it. It was a really simple and easy DIY to do. And that's what it looks like when it's all done. I love it. I love it a lot because these are super expensive if you buy something very similar to this in the store. The bottom is probably not the most prettiest thing, but nobody's going to see it. You guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up if you are new to my channel. I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing. And like I said, that's it. I'll see you next one. Bye!